am Sister Anastasia Kinsey. I belong to the congregation of Mother of Perpetual Help of the Archangels Auchi Diocese, Edo State. I entered the convent in 2015. Everything started in 2016 and it has been hell. A sister once told me to follow her to the Cardinal's party, that any priest that says he likes me or wants me, I should agree so that we have money. There are many other sisters in the convent that she has pimped to men and they know about it. I wrote to the bishop about it and they are covering it. For them to go as far as trying to silence me by every possible means should raise the questions, what are they trying to protect? It's very, very traumatizing and I am standing against it. This priest came to my house and said he wanted to take me out. On our way, he said he needed to buy something. And when he came out from the shop, I saw that he was having a condom in his hand. I asked him, I said, what do you intend to use that for? And he said, where we are going to is a guest house and that after everything, we are going to get food. And I'm like, no. He had to drop me halfway to my house. I had to trek home because I did not agree to go to the hotel with him. That is the greatest betrayal I've ever seen from anybody. These things happen and they are real and they affect people's lives. They keep telling me to keep quiet, to brave it up for how many years? For 10 years? And now some of them are being threatened not to associate with me so that they don't corroborate whatever it is I am saying. They always term me disobedient. Well, how can I obey when you ask me to do things that are against my vows? They came to my house with a doctor and a chief medical director, a nurse I did not know, and so many others, trying to forcefully kidnap me, and I had to run home to my parents. They said the person who abused me in the university is giving them millions of naira, and they are willing to protect him at all costs. I don't feel safe where I am because the very first time anybody calls me is, where are you? Why are they concerned with where I am? Canonically, you cannot dismiss me without me. They dismissed me through an online post. I saw that post on WhatsApp. And I wonder what a reasonable congregation will do that, no matter what the person has done. The only crime I have committed so far is saying I want to be a sister and going to the convent. These things happen to me and I demand justice. It's high time the church owned up to all these things, locate people who are victims and try to help them.
Some people are saying that Reverend Sisters are now looking like wives of priests. Are you saying that this is a tradition that everybody know about in Catholic Church?
We have certain congregations out there that lure young girls into the convent and try to pimp them to men. Whether we accept it or not, it is happening to individuals and I am standing against it. The truth is that ideally it is never supposed to be. I have a diploma in religious formation, so I know what has to be and what is not obtainable. In the ideal sense of it, none of this should happen. And that is why I want to put an end to it. Let this stop. Whether they listen to me or not, whether they try to silence me or not, nobody deserves to pass through the system. The system is supposed to be holistic. The system is supposed to protect the vulnerable and speak up for you when you are weak, not to capitalize on your weakness and come out there to paint you black. Most people are there pretending. They know deep within themselves that most of these extravagant spendings, most of this money that they go about spreading and making people believe, building houses for their parents and all, they know that this money is not from the convent. And of course, I cannot come outside to call names because they know themselves, and that is why they cannot come out boldly to protect or to even speak for these things because they know that they are guilty. And I am not saying that anybody is not guilty or that I am a saint. I am not. I am coming outside to say that these things happen and it should be stopped. This is not our identity. This is not the church that we want. It is wrong. And for them to go as far as trying to silence me by every possible means, even going as far as lying and framing things that never happened, should raise the questions, what are they trying to protect? Warning me not to grant interviews? These are intimidations. So far, nobody has reached out to me to even ask, okay, sister, has this thing happened to you? What actually happened? We want to listen from the church. Nobody has done that. Yet they keep telling me to keep quiet, to brave it up for how many years? For 10 years? This is unfair.
Something trended about you weeks ago. You made a post about sisters not being commodities for priests to use at will. They are not mistresses in veil. They are women called by God. What happened? What motivated you to make such post?
I was was abused in the convent. And, it's very hard in the convent, especially when you don't plan for an abuse to happen to you. And especially when you are being groomed by a system to act in a certain way and behave in a certain way and accept some certain things in a certain way. When I went into the convent, I had no idea that such things happen in a convent. But I had a superior and a priest who were trying to groom me into accepting the fact that I could date one or two priests. And I rejected it with my every being. After doing that, they found ways to frustrate me by making me live with sisters who would intentionally set me up. And that was how I got depressed. And now they are coming out to say that I am a mad person and all what have you. They are trying to help me. Who have never been touched. Now, this same priest who has tried to abuse me severally and I did not consent or agree to it is coming out to make a public statement about me. I don't know if that is how the church works. I mean, it's very, very traumatizing.
Are you saying that this has been going on with you for 10 years?
I entered the convent in 2015. Everything started in 2016 and it has been hell. I have tried not to come out to the media. In fact, there was a time that sisters stole money from my pocket. I could not come outside and say that it was sisters. I said it on Facebook that somebody took my money. But nobody made inquiries. Okay, who took sisters' money? Okay, let's just find it. No, I have to go back to school that way. No accountability for anything. How is that fair to any living human being?
Good news. From anywhere you are in the world, you can now be our guest on BAM. As long as you have an internet connection and a mobile device, you can now be interviewed from our studio anywhere in the world. Contact the numbers on your screen to book a session with us.
In a place that is supposed to be holy, in a place that is supposed to be responsible for people's spiritual welfare. That is the greatest betrayal I've ever seen from anybody. And if I were authorities, I would be ashamed that I am actually protecting these things that are happening to people's daughters.
You said you were abused in the convent. Can you be detailed?
Yes,
how were you abused by a priest?
And asked me to follow him in his car. And she knows it happens. That is why she's coming out boldly to write false statements with false narratives to paint me black. Those things, as she said, never happened.
Who is the she?
The superior general of my congregation.
She was the one that asked you to follow a priest?
Yes, she did. Not just me. There are many other sisters in the convent that she has pimped to men. And they know about it. I wrote to the bishop about it. And they are covering it.
There are rumors of Reverend Fathers having girlfriends. Do you think they're true? Is this something that you've actually witnessed?
In every rumor, there's an iota of truth. I cannot stand here to say, okay, I'm proving that these things happen. But things happen in the church, and of course, they are not new things. They have been happening. I, for one, is part of people that actually advocate for change. That we are not saying that these things don't happen out of human frailty. Yes, people are weak. I have emotions, but my emotions should not lead me to forcing anyone to have any relationship with me against the person's will. And I should not even give the person false teachings, pretending as if the ideal is for us to, go out there and have whatever the community cannot provide for us outside the community from men. That is uncalled for. That is the highest evil I have seen.
When your superior asked you to follow the Reverend Father, did you follow him?
I refused. I told her I would never do that. I told her right to her face that God is going to judge you for these things that you are making us do. And since then, she has found ways to push me out of the congregation. And her recent letter is just an indication of such.
Would you want to call names?
I wouldn't want to call names because I'm not out to fight the congregation. Okay. They know exactly what I'm talking about. They know exactly what they are doing. And the best thing they can do right now is to do the right thing. Let them allow justice to take its course. I have submitted documents officially. Why are they trying to silence me by blocking where the documents are supposed to get to?
As a pastor, I don't only bless my members spiritually, I also bless them financially. And that is because I'm involved in land banking with Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited.
In your post, a paragraph read, "A priest once told me without shame, sisters are meant to be priest's wife. He meant it. He acted on it."
That happened when I was a year, Reverend Sister. I came home to my place for my Thanksgiving after first profession, and this priest came to my house and said he wanted to take me out. I'm an outgoing kind of person. I'm outspoken. I'm not afraid of anybody. So I went with him, only for me to enter his car, and he said we need to go somewhere to eat and drink. On our way, he said he needed to buy something. And when he came out from the shop, I saw that he was having a condom in his hand. I was heartbroken. I asked him, I said, what do you intend to use that for? Acting oblivious of whatever was happening. And he said, well, where we are going to is a guest house. And that I told him I was hungry. He said, well, after everything, we are going to get food. And I'm like, no, you said you were going to take me out. So what do you mean by taking me out without the food? I mean, I thought we were just going to drink juice and come back home. He had to drop me halfway to my house. I had to trek home because I did not agree to go to the hotel with him to sleep with him after he bought the condom. And that was the beginning of my depression. That was heartbroken for me. That was the thing that really broke me. And this priest did not stop there. He went on to take a girl who he has been, I don't know what he has been doing with her. I cannot prove that, so I don't want to say, but took her to the convent. And this girl, she has just been in the convent, not even knowing anything. She walked with me, and I could tell that this girl had no vocation. She's not there now, moving up and down, following one priest or the other. And it's unfair to bring a girl simply because you want to have an affair with her into the convent.
There is a news about you being sacked.
Veritas University dismissed me. They gave me a letter of termination of appointment. They claimed that when I reported the sexual abuse, they strictly acted and conducted a thorough interview. But these are all lies. I have it on record. They never did. I was the one who asked for psychological help. I told them I was depressed. I was traumatized by all that was happening. And none of them listened to me. They instead came to my house with a doctor and a chief medical director, a nurse I did not know, and so many others, trying to forcefully kidnap me. And I had to run home to my parents. But they are now coming out there to lie that I had issues, and they interrogated me for hours. How can an institution as Veritas lie? They are all lies from the pit of hell. And they know it because it's on record.
What way did you try to solve this matter before you came out?
I always write officially to the bishop, despite my psychological state.
The bishop of what diocese?
My congregation, like I said before, is Mother of Perpetual Help of the Archangel Sisters in Auchi Diocese, Edo State. It was founded by the Catholic Bishop of Auchi Diocese. And for a long time, he has been most supportive. He believes in me. But for some reasons, the superior has made him to hate me and no longer listen or understands what I was standing for. They always term me disobedient. But how can I obey when you make it very hard for me to obey? When you ask me to do things that are against my vows, how do I obey such?
I want to make healthy living a culture in our society. The time to make exercise, get sweat. That sweat is very important. Ibana garden, give bela kukwani very natural food. Or if your body need it, just nyobana day to chukusike.
Do Reverend Fathers also sleep with people's wives? Can you attest to that?
Recently, a priest was caught with a person's wife. The video was all over social media. They tried to bring it down. Recently, a Reverend Sister, a senior Prophet Sister, was caught on camera slapping the other sister. The congregation have come out now to say that they are handling the thing officially. But it's only in Nigeria that when these things happen, they try to hide it. These things happen and they are real and they affect people's lives. And we are humans.
Why was the priest beating and that sister?
The Prophet Sister was slapping her junior. Somebody recorded it and it showed it there. But the congregation now issued a letter that they were on top of the situation. But in Nigeria now, my own congregation now came outside to write something that was full of grammatical errors and full of lies from the pit of hell. That is uncalled for. You don't do that to anybody. It's evil.
So you've written to the Bishop of Archdiocese?
I have written several letters. Nothing. The last time I had a confrontation, it was like, Obasabi, who sent you?
From who?
The bishop himself. Who sent me? Why did I have to go and write that the church is afraid of people who write and that I was a destroyer? And those words almost led me to attempt suicide.
You don't have a job. How are you coping financially then?
I beg people to survive. I've always done that. The only person who has been supportive was the Catholic Bishop of Auchi until the superior turned him against me, and my parents from time to time, and some friends and benefactors. But due to the controversy out there, everybody has deserted me. I only have my parents and God's support.
Would you want to call your account number for people that would want to assist you financially?
Not really, not now, except it becomes too extreme that I have to. Unless privately, anybody who would want to. If you want to write to me, you can say Anastasia Shackle. That's my name on Facebook. That's the account I use now.
What do you want the world to know now? Is your life in danger? What do you want
I do not know what they can come out to do to me right now. Because the very first time anybody calls me is, where are you? Why are they concerned with where I am? I do not know. I don't feel safe where I am. These people, from what I am seeing, they said the person who abused me in the university is giving them millions of naira. He connected them with an organization outside the country that is giving them money. And they are willing to protect him at all costs. What happens to me? Am I not somebody's daughter? If I can remember vividly, when I went to apply for employment in that university, the vice chancellor himself, who is a Catholic priest, told me, who in your family is an engineer that you want to work here in software engineering department? And I was really, really heartbroken. But well, I was looking for a way to work wholeheartedly. So I did not see it as anything. And when I got the employment, I thought, God, but all of a sudden, the head of the department started abusing me. I had to report it because he also abused a 200 level student of mine. And they know about all these things, but they are hiding it to protect the person for their own selfish interest. And that is evil. A priest who protects an abuser is an abuser.
Thank you for watching BAM. Would you like to be heard? Do you have a story you'd like to tell to the whole world, or a God-given talent you'd like the whole world to see? Or would you like us to take your brand and business to the next level? Come now to the most popular Igbo interview in the whole world. BAM. Contact the numbers on your screen today to place an advert or be our guest. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube at Young Content Factory and BAM Interview, Twitter and Instagram at Young Content Factory. Thank you.